At this aid distribution point in northern Gaza, Palestinians queue for long hours, desperately waiting to receive much-needed food. People have been scrambling to get one box that is supposed to feed an entire family.
When we received this food parcel from the World Food Programme, which includes some meat, green peas and halva, it's not bad, but at the same time it causes disease to my children, such as skin rash. My son has got some pimples on his head, under his armpits, everywhere, and then we have to spend money on medication.
While the food parcels are crucial, many say they fall short of meeting nutritional needs and daily calorie intake. Children are paying the heaviest price, as they are more prone to diseases and malnutrition.
They should give us something better, some vegetables and fruits. Those things are better, but these canned food and preservatives have killed us. 10 months into the war and there's nothing but these parcels.
The UN humanitarian agency, OCHA, said that the amount of food assistance that entered southern Gaza in July was one of the lowest recorded since last October. This, along with a devastated economy across the Strip, have worsened the crisis.
We are missing a lot of items. We haven't seen fruit or any kind of vegetables. We crave just one tomato, just a couple of peppers, a tomato and an onion. We crave them. Those who have some tomatoes and grow them, they sell a kilogram for about $100. Where would we get that kind of money from? There's no cash, nothing, not even a bank or donors like before. None of that exists.
Aid agencies are warning the relentless Israeli attacks, damaged roads, and access restrictions are making food distribution from the south to the north nearly impossible. And with every wave of forced displacement, more Palestinians risk facing starvation. Lina Abu Akleh, Al Jazeera.
Genocide. Noun. The systematic killing of substantial numbers of people on the basis of their ethnicity, religion, political beliefs, social status, or other particularities. Genocide. Verb. To commit genocide against, to eliminate, a group of people completely.
Gaza is a total disaster. If you can think of something bad that is happening in the world, it's happening in Gaza or to people from Gaza. The things that I saw there that really stood out or really impacted me and made me realize what's actually going on were a few. Number one was the malnutrition and starvation, which is deliberate. That's perfectly obvious. Even American senators are giving speeches saying that it's deliberate. The second thing was the targeting of children with gunfire. That I was not expecting to see. Actually, I knew how many children had been killed. I knew about the massive killing in general, but I just assumed it was all from bombings. But that doesn't explain children getting shot in the head. And definitely not every day. I mean, literally every day I was there, I saw a child shot in the head. That's not an accident. That's deliberate targeting of children for death. That's murder. That is not something that my government should be supporting. That the United States government should not be funding this. Benjamin Netanyahu famously said, if the Americans cut off arms, then we'll fight with our fingernails. Okay, good. You go do that. Go enjoy fighting with your fingernails. Leave my bombs and my guns and my money and my prestige and my government and my people out of it. That's what I would say.
I've seen a whole spectrum of injury patterns inflicted by Israel on Palestinian civilians in Gaza. The injury patterns I've seen most consistently are things like crush injuries as a result of Israeli airstrikes on homes. Between 60 to 70% of those injured and those who make it to the hospital are actually children. I can tell you that I have seen injuries that indicate deliberate targeting of children and deliberate targeting of civilians. So I've seen things like gunshot wounds to the abdomen of children, to the chest. I have documented evidence of gunshot wounds to the extremities of babies. Your priority is saving civilian lives and minimizing civilian casualties, then your responsibility as an American citizen is to advocate for an arms embargo against Israel. I think this is a no-brainer for the American political elite, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, Green Party, Libertarian, it does not matter. The right thing to do is to stop arming Israel.
As to the origin of the present Jews in Palestine, he states that those Jews derived from Eastern Europe, and many of the Jews that today live in the reconstituted state of Israel come from Eastern Europe, are not descendants of the Judeans or the lost tribes of Israel, but rather descendants of the Khazars. Who are they? They were a nation most people do not even know of. He writes, the so-called self-styled Jews in Eastern Europe in modern history cannot legitimately point to a single ancient ancestor who ever set even a foot on the soil of Palestine in the era of Bible history. Research also revealed that the so-called or self-styled Jews in Eastern Europe were never Semites, are not Semites now, nor can they ever be regarded as Semites at any future time by any stretch of the imagination. What secret, mysterious power has been able for countless generations to keep the origin and the history of the Khazars and the Khazar kingdom out of the history textbooks? Did you ever learn about it at school? I never learned about it. And out of classroom courses in history throughout the world, the origin and the history of Khazars and the Khazar kingdom are certainly incontestable historical